This is already the fourth take for how to start the video. I don't know. Just emptied my coffee and let's start the video. It's I don't have a script, so it's just most probably I will have to take another take. But let's go. Last weekend I was playing in Berlin, and in Berlin I played a very nasty set with a very nasty bassline. The bassline was really cutting through the mix, and people were asking me how I created that bassline. And it's really simple. It's a very simple patch. So I want to talk about it a little bit, and how I created it, what it was, which modules I used, and so it's a little bit of a tutorial, and also, of course, it's going to be a bit of a promotion for the last DIY kits I still have. It's because the module I used for this was the grains, and the grains was one of my first DIY kit modules, and I released it already in 2015. And I was promoting my modules. I just released the sample slicer in that year, and I had made a module just for myself, and I never expected to make a module out of it, to make it as a DIY kit or whatever. And people were playing with the sample slicer, and in the same rack there was this module with a. I have it here. It's way too big for just an Arduino. So yes, this module is about the grains, and the grains is just an Arduino. So don't take it like it's a high end thing, but it's simple. It's fun. It can do a lot of different sounds. It's dirty. It's lo-fi, and it's based on a dinosaur. It's the core is the Arduino Nano, and of course, now I have one here. They come in a little bag, and it's just everybody I think everybody knows. Here I have one. So let's switch to the other camera. So I think everybody knows these kind of little things, but they are really great for lo-fi sounds, and actually they're more fun than you think of. They come with an Arduino IDE, and here I have a little picture of it. This is how you can program them. This is the software that runs on your computer, and you can upload with an USB cable, like this, and then you put it on the Arduino, and then the Arduino can run as a standalone little computer. And it's lo-fi, and it's not meant to make sound in basics. They're meant to play around for small projects for kids or schools, to control blinking lights, to control small devices, to control small stepper motors and these kind of things. But they really sound cool. So they're like dinosaurs. The technique has been improving so fast that it would be ridiculous to bring out a new module now with an Arduino on the back. But let's see how much fun it is to play with such an old little computer. And I still have these little kits, DIY kits. This is the front panel of the grains. So three knobs and one output and three CV inputs. And this is the PCB. It's so small, just a few parts. Okay. You can build it in half an hour, and after half an hour of soldering, already the soldering is fun, and then after it you have a great little sound device in your rack, which is completely compatible with the eurorack. The output is made with a built with modulating sound through a small filter. So let's dive into it. It's the software I'm going to run is the West Coast oscillator written by Kassen. It's an oscillator that exists out of two sine waves with an offset and wave folder, and it can sound like a nasty fat bass line. So I'm first now going to make a patch with it in it, and you can hear it straight out of the mixer, straight out of the Arduino, and then I'm going to use it in a low pass filter and sequence it with the nerdcheck, and then maybe we can do a little bit of a jam. What happens on the fly? I start with an empty patch from the nerdcheck, so there's nothing in there. Let's see what happens. So basically, what I do now is patching the output of the grains. So this is the grains, the output, and it's hard to see because it's a bit far away. But this in the output, this hole here, this jack socket is the output, and it goes just into. Let's take this, the last one, and then here I have some faders, and they go into a summing. Let's see what happens. So you hear it already. It's like there is a noisy oscillating thing. So this is the offset of the two sine waves and the wave wrapping, wave shaping. So now I need to pitch it down because this is really high pitched. So I just use this one here is the lowest one. You can hear it already. Dirty. And this dirty is the basic for a nice bass line. But I think you can hear it already. So now I patched it into the output of the channel 3 of the nerdcheck. So I will write a little sequence in there. So I have to make it basically from scratch and see what happens. So I start now with a C2. This will be my starting point, so I can lower this note. This is just one simple ongoing note, and I will write a few notes in there as a small bass line. Then I go over to the trigger output and add an envelope generator and a low pass filter, and then let's see what comes out. Okay, this is a very boring bass line. I would even not call it a bass line. It's just a few notes just going on, and let's see what happens when I turn the knobs on the grains. So maybe we should automate this. There is a modulate output on the nerdcheck. So let's see what happens when I use the mod output of the nerdcheck. And still now I skip the trigger output. That's for later. What I'm doing is the modulating output of the nerdcheck. I put that in the a CV input number 1 of the grains, and that's the top button knob, which is doing this. I can also use this one, but I want to keep this one for free for later. So let's make a little sequence. So as you notice, this is just quite random, and now I'm going to add the trigger outputs to from the nerd check into the envelope generator. And I remove the output. I'm going to remove the sound for a while because I'm going to use the envelope into a low pass filter. I use an MFB VCF 24 dB filter. It's nasty, that's why I use it. Yeah, you can use any filter if you like, low pass filter for this bassline, but when you use the dirtier the filter, I like it better for these kind of sounds. So let's see what it does with the filter and manually open the low pass. Okay, there's a lot of resonance in there. Let's put away a little to that. I think this will work. So here it's already starting to become a bassline. So what you hear now is the grains going into the low pass filter, and the low pass filter, the CV input of the low pass filter is feed with the end output of this envelope generator, and the triggers are generated in the nerd check. The CV notes are generated in the nerd check, and of course the modulation of the bass in the grains is the top knob, the highest knob of the CV number 1. So if I remove it. So let's add a few more triggers. You hear it already. This is becoming already a nice bassline, and it's really playable with just the decay of the envelope generator. add a bit of resonance. Make it more gnarly. Happens when I add some drums on it. So I will just program some random drums and see what's going to happen. For the drums I use the MIDI output of the nerdsack into a DM5, which is in front of this rack, and the output of the DM5 goes from here, so the upper one, this is the main output of the DM5. I'm using the compressor, the magma here, to get some extra punch in the drums. So let's see what happens. about. So when you are looking for a nice nasty bassline, you can build the grains yourself. It's cheap, it's easy build, it's like half an hour to an hour to build, and it's really fun. And you can upload different codes. You can make drums with it. You can even program your own. It's you can, if you know about the Arduino IDE, you can design your own codes for it, and there are several codes you can download from my website, and every code sounds completely different. So that was it for today, I think.